Hey, everybody.
Happy New Year, everyone. This is Choose Greater Health. That says it all right there, doesn't it? You do want to choose greater health, and who better to do that with than Paige Spears? She is here every Friday, not every Friday. You got to check and get the right Fridays. The second and fourth Friday of the month at 2 o'clock Central. We are here for learning more and to be able to choose greater health. Paige, so good to see you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you, Sue. And what I have going on in 2026 will be the 10-year anniversary of my oxygen deprivation, brain injury, and blood clots. So, what I'm doing is I have an intention of easing into the year with some mindfulness. I got a mini coloring book and colored pencil set for Christmas, and also a watercolor notebook and watercolor set. And I broke those in a little bit over the holiday. And
Excellent.
yeah, art and mindfulness are good priorities for me. And also, the coloring set goes with a podcast I listen to. It's the daytime version with a mindfulness episode to go with the coloring set.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. And I need to take a note on that because that's such a great way to just relax and be in what you're doing. The word mindfulness is perfect to be able um, to take time for yourself. And I love that. That's a great thing.
You bet. And also, I have my book that's going to go live on the pre-order uh, option for it's a challenge for authors on Publishizer, and that goes live on the 15th. So that's when pre-orders will be available.
Oh my gosh, already. Awesome. That
Yeah,
is exciting news. So say it again. Where is it going to be?
uh, Publishizer.
Publishize. Okay, okay. I'm writing this down. Publishizer. All right. And what is the name of your book?
Choose greater.
That is perfect. And you made a comment that hit home with me already. There's a friend a few days ago that made a comparison between how at the how New Year's people make resolutions. She said instead of making a resolution, make an intention. And you use that word as you were describing mindfulness and that you will be intentional with what you're doing. That word has come up more times in the last, I'd say, week around me that it's like, wait a second. Universe is speaking to me right now that I need to be more intentional with what I'm doing. And that is something. So, what has led you to this place where you are specifically being intentional with where you're headed?
Also, it's a thing that's helped me focus in my efforts with the Igniting Ideas Business Accelerator that I've been a part of since November, and it ends with a pitch day in March. And yeah, I'm excited about that. And it also has led me to get into reading hard copy books again. Like there was How to Win Friends and Influence People, which I have uh, skimmed through the summaries of and gotten the gist of, read most of it, and I'm currently working on Never Split the Difference. I'm proud of myself there. I've gotten to the second chapter of it, and I'm continuing to read. That's been a big thing for me, and I'm also as part of that, I have an intention of scheduling, oh, say, um, up to 25 calls with brain injury care partners in the next month or two and getting their input on the business. And um, we're working on the business model canvas now, and I've gotten my first draft of that completed.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting times. You've got a lot going on. So, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what you're putting together there?
Yeah, it's validating whether uh, additional resources are a primary focus of brain injury care partners and how that can work. Though I know there is demand based on the number of alternative therapy resource summits that are out there. And I've sent an email about it to the person who writes the Love Your Brain emails.
Excellent. Oh, wow. This is going to be a big year. I can feel it. And and you also made the comment that this is 10 years since your brain injury.
Yeah.
So when you think back over the past 10 years, what stands out to you as favorite moments? Because there's got to be a long list of great things that have been happening. What is something that's a favorite?
Recently cantering on my therapy horse Lady, and also I won Rider of the Year in 2021.
Hmm?
And my first solo travel experience since the brain injury was in 2019 in October when I went to Chicago for the Women Starting Movements Conference. And that's when I shared my story and got the scholarship of a year in Thought Leader Academy, which was online. And that really kicked the book in a year, at least getting it started.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. What a great experience and great. So I was kind of guessing it might, the first thing you'd mentioned might be horse related because I know what a passion you have with the horses. And I don't know if I knew about your Chicago trip and that was what really kickstarted things with your writing. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I got the event ticket and well, okay, free event ticket and it's in Chicago and I just have to what I did was I went in the Facebook group about the event and connected with someone to share an Airbnb with and got that arranged and also train tickets and we figured out the Uber and Lyft sharing from there.
Awesome. Oh, so do you have any well, I know you've got some big plans this year already with the book coming out and what you're working on business wise. Any other fun things that you have up your sleeve for this coming year?
Family trip to Michigan, late July, early August again, and more therapeutic horseback riding, and maybe some connections continuing from the American Congress of Rehabilitation Medicine Conference in Chicago this last October. And we just had our support group meeting with the Seminole Spirit Group this morning.
Oh, very nice. And how's everything going there? Any news?
Going well, and the focus is SMART goals for that, and I'm on top of that.
So SMART goals. Oh my gosh. For those not familiar with SMART goals, you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, a lot of the goals that I've mentioned so far, they are specific, measurable, um, actionable. Um, what's the R?
Trying to remember. I haven't thought about this in a while. Uh, I might have to Google it. Do you remember the T? It's been a
Time
while. That's part of why I
related.
asked.
Yeah, the T is time bound.
Yes. So SMART goals, relevant. There we go. R is for relevant. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. That's a great way to approach anything when you're trying to set your goals and keeping it within that kind of a framework. It keeps things real, doesn't it?
Yeah. And in my local brain injury group on Zoom last night, we were discussing do we have a handle on our medications and our transportation? And we were also thinking it went into time and our relationship with time. And
Mm,
there was some good discussion there. And two of those group members I also brought into the Seminole Spirit group.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm betting there's people that don't know what the Seminole Spirit Group is. You want to tell us more on that one too?
It started in Georgia with that particular sports team, and the facilitator has lived in Georgia and also Chicago. He's familiar with that too. And well, he's really appreciated me bringing the two members in from the Columbia, Missouri group. And I met up with him at the conference in Chicago this October. He was the one who mentioned it and that it was going to be in Chicago. So, of course, I could go.
Excellent. And how long have you been with that group?
It was a year last month.
Excellent. Wow. Um, well, it's on my mind yet. I know you have a website. Do you want to share out what that is?
PaigeSpeers.com, a work in progress, a part of the tech stack that I'm continuing in the process of revising. And that's another thing that I put on my business model canvas is that a team and a good tech stack will be greatly beneficial.
Excellent. Sounds like you have a good path forward into this year with knowing where you're going and know what to do next to keep your business side growing and also with taking care of yourself. So I'm curious with the arch that you've been doing. You want to just tell us a little bit more about what that all is?
I've been seeing a naturopath also and a women's health provider, and I'm sticking with my nutrition and detox protocols. And I've started bioidentical progesterone, and I have an appointment soon with the podiatrist, and going to get some additional resources there for the hammer toes that have come from the spasticity in my lower left leg mostly. And that was another thing discussed at ACRM is that spasticity needs to be more of an awareness priority with physical and occupational therapists so they can inform their patients about risk factors, even though treatments are still somewhat limited. It's either medications or Botox or some physical therapy, really.
Wow, but like you've said all along, really, the more you know and the more resources you can have at your fingertips so that you can know these things. I I love that's always been your stance. You're proactive in what do you need to know? How can you make life better for you and for others? And to get those resources where they need to be. So yeah, if the those that are doing the therapy, that are providing the therapy, if they can inform their patients, that gets everybody way ahead. I wish more people were more focused that way because that's a win for everyone.
And at least in neural movement, what I've been working on and myofascial work, there could be insight there as to how to rewire the brain and reconnect it with the feet and toes and everywhere.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. You've got me thinking about a gentleman that has been joining us on our Saturday podcast pretty often, and he's does a lot with brain work. Ah, I should introduce you to actually, because his name is John Kennedy,
Oh,
and
yeah, I've had him on as a guest recently.
you had him.
Yeah,
Excellent. Isn't he awesome?
yeah,
Small world that people who are actively looking to help others, the number of people who have already crossed paths here, I love it. I'm so glad you guys know each other.
yeah. And I've met some others through networking groups who are looking at booking within the next month as guests.
Awesome. And that is something for those listening. If you are interested in being a guest here with Paige, by all means, reach out, and we would love to get that put together so that we can feature what you're doing too. And Paige, what's the best way for folks to do that? Would you like them to reach out directly to you?
Yes, my email address is pagespearsspeaking@gmail.com and also LinkedIn.
Excellent. Oh boy. So let me think back here. So now you said your book is coming out soon on the 15th. That's going to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Uh, we you've got amazing intentions coming into this year. You've got the art that you're doing, the coloring, the I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Tell me a little more about what it is that you're all doing on the art side of things.
The mindfulness art is, I in 2018 and 19, I did an online program called Lifebook where it was art lessons by guest artists, and it was uh, painting and another thing about every week or two, and I did most of those, and I used up the sketchbook I had for that. It was a nice hardcover, gold covered one, and
Wow.
so yeah, I have a new one now, and it's more paperback, but it has a floral print on it, and it goes well with watercolors.
Excellent. Well, maybe at some point we can see some of your final products. It might be a fun thing to look back as the year moves forward and you have some product at the end. It'd be fun to share if you're interested.
I have my previous artwork in my Willow Falls Creative Instagram account. I
Oh,
can link that
nice.
in the show notes too.
Excellent. Oh, that's perfect. I want to go look. I love that. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to be sure to share out today?
Looking forward to starting therapeutic horseback riding again this March.
Excellent. Oh, and when's the last you were there? Because I'm assuming you've had the winter off.
Yeah, our last class was the first week of November.
Ooh, so you're about halfway through then. You'll be there before you know it. I love
Yeah,
it.
though I've also taken the summers off because the show then is when my family is usually in Michigan.
Excellent. And good family time is irreplaceable. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I have the photo that I've shared in a few Facebook groups of the family photo of us at the end of the trail ride.
Awesome. Oh, yes, and I can picture that. That's perfect. Uh, just thinking, is there anything else? I don't want to miss anything before we close up here, but I think this is such a great way to start off the 2026 here with all the great things that you're sharing out and being intentional moving into this year. So, any last
Yeah,
words?
have fun with it.
I love that. You know, that's one that Kurt says often. What's fun gets done. So keeping
Hmm.
it fun, keeping it real, and choosing greater health. That is what this is all about. And you always are bringing such good ideas, such good lessons, such good information forward. And the way you are all about helping people, I absolutely love that. You're doing great things, Paige, and I'm so glad you're here having this podcast to be able to share that out there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sue.
You are very welcome. So, this again is Choose Greater Health with Paige Spears, and we're here every second and fourth Friday at 2 o'clock Central. And you can always find previous, I was going to say sessions, previous episodes on your YouTube page. So, go find it, subscribe, and be part of the community here with us. Thank you so much, Paige. You're amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you got coming next time when we see you.
Thank you too, Sue.
Thank you. Have a great